What's up, guys? So to be honest with you, I may have gotten ahead of myself when it comes to this whole breeding ball pythons thing. What's up, YouTube? It's Baker. Welcome back to Blue Line Morphs. Guys, new to the channel, please subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Give me a thumbs up. Comment down below. Ball Python breeding channel. What's going on? Post every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Instagram's blue_line_morphs. Facebook page Blue Line Morphs. Everything's Blue Line Morphs. 20 seconds, we're done. Okay. So what's up, guys? Today is Thursday. It's Thursday. This work week was insane. I just got done doing a bunch of spot cleaning, a bunch of water swaps, everything like that. I've been on my social media. Work was a little tough, but I'm off the rest of the weekend, so that's pretty cool. I got stuff going on this weekend, though, so I'll be around. Look forward to more wine pictures. My girlfriend's birthday, so we'll be out every day. Anyway, guys, nothing really going on around here. I did try some new pairings this week. Okay, so I tried my Coral Glow Black Pastel Trick Mojave male to that 8-ball pastel Spider Girl. She looked like she was kind of building, putting a lot of weight on, eating like a house. I kind of threw him in there for 2 days. Didn't see any visual locks. Kind of pulled him out. I kind of rushed out a little bit. So I'm going to take a week off from pairings altogether. Let all the snakes get a couple meals in and kind of like calm down. Because these females did just get put in these tubs like 4 or 5 days ago. So I think that might have something to do with it. Same thing. I'm sorry. I messed up. Banana Pied male to that 8-ball pastel Spider Girl. And then the Coral Glow Black Pastel Trick Mojave man went to the Pastel Mystic Girl. Same result. Nobody wanted to really lock up just because I think it's a lot to have to do with the female not being comfortable in the tub. No big deal. Got some equipment coming Saturday. Also, I took a shot at some of my younger males, okay? I took a shot at that Pastel Enchi Blade Leopard Clown male. That's about 5 to 6 months old. Weighing on just under 600 grams, mid 500s. I put him to that Super Russo girl, Luna, my bell. No luck. He was trying, though. He's rubbing up against her, sitting on top of her. Didn't see any locks. No big deal. I'm going to give him another like 2 months before I try again. Did the same thing with that Pastel Butter Leopard Clown. Possible spot nose. Most likely red stripe. Possible het pied. I put him with the old female pied I got from my old biology teacher, right? Not that he's old, but he was in the past. My biology teacher. He wanted nothing to do with each other. Okay. He was in the front. She was in the back. Zip, nada, no big deal. I'm going to give both those 2 males another 2 months. Keep it going. Aussie Pie Boy still hasn't eaten for me about 5 weeks, so we're going to hold off. I want to get 2 meals in him, and I'm going to put him in that Pastel Clown. Pied Girl. As far as new equipment, like I mentioned a million times, get it this Saturday, guys. Stay tuned for that. A lot of upgrades going on here. I'm going to do a video after I show off some of that equipment, talking about how new equipment's not going to cost you as much. We're going to talk about that, kind of making your money work for you. Well, at least what I've been doing. The retic, guys, she is going this weekend to a really good family up in New England. I'll post some pictures about that. It's kind of bittersweet. I really like that snake. I think Lilith is very sweet, very calm, very cool snake. It sucks, but part of the process. Anyway, let's talk about today's video. All right. So I think I may have gotten a little bit ahead of myself. I've been doing a lot of thinking. Now that a lot of my girls are starting to go gravid, also this weekend, guys, we're going to do a little update on those 3 girls that were locked with Tank, the snake that died of an RI. Talk about if they're sick or not. Anyway, I'm doing a lot of thinking. As some of these girls become gravid and my season 2 is moving on into being a season, what I'm going to be producing and what's going to be the outcomes and how I'm going to identify these things. Even the pairings I did the other day, just a Banana Pied male going to, they didn't lock, but going to essentially a, Black Pastel Cinnamon Pastel Spider Girl, trying to ID stuff like that, or ID another pairing I'm going to show you a little bit. And I started thinking, a lot of these big time breeders, whether it's Justin or Billy or Ozzy or so forth and so on, they've had years and years of experience of stacking genes. What I mean is this. I mean, it's really easy. If I have a spider, come here, honey. This, by the way, I probably shouldn't be picking her up. This big old girl's definitely gravid right now. I got a big old spider girl. I know what spider looks like, right? I have experience with this single gene animal. So, she's gorgeous, isn't she? So, stacking genes. You have a spider. We know what a spider looks like. Then, conversely, we come over here, right? And let's say I have this animal right here. Oh, come here, honey. My big old pastel girl, who I also think is gravid. All right, cool. So, let's say it's a girl, but let's say it was a male. So, if I had a big old female spider, then a big old male pastel right here like this, and then I bred them together, it's very easy for me to ID things, right? I know that at most I'm going to produce this thing right here, a bumblebee. Why? Because we're stacking the only 2 genes, and we know what the outcome can be, right? We have experience with the outcome. It's getting a little weird on me. Sorry, honey. We know what the outcome can be. So I started doing some thinking. It's really easy to identify those things, or 1 or 2 gene combo animals. However, what happens if you start stacking a lot of animals? A lot of genes. So I started thinking about the big time breeders and how they started 20 years ago and they bought 1 or 2 gene combo animals, started combining them together, and as their projects progressed, they were able to pick up on little clues as to what genes were in them because they actually followed the progression of stacking the genes. If that makes sense? In other words, if one guy had an orange dream yellow belly, and yellow belly, he knows what they look like, combine them together, he knows what that looks like. Then later on he adds in a leopard, he knows the difference of a leopard is now, and then pastel and so forth and so on. Where me, myself and I kind of purchased some of these animals that have a lot of genes stacked on top of each other. So as I'm sitting here, I'm starting to think to myself, kind of what am I going to do, right? Now, some of my animals, relatively simple, right? We have a banana pie going to the pastel Enchi pied female over here. I can pretty much tell those pairings apart. As a rookie, I can tell the difference. What happens when I start pairing animals like this? I'll show you. I got this boy right here. He's got 4 genes in him, and he has been paired to this girl, who I'm pretty sure is in a pre-laced shed right now. So check this out. So this is a pairing I didn't want to happen, but he didn't want to lock with the one girl I wanted to. He locked with her. So right here is one of my pairings this year. I'm pretty sure she's in a pre-laced shed right now. This guy's a Coral Glow Black Pastel Trick Mojave. And this girl, as far as I know, is a Banana Enchi Pastel Butter Fire Girl, okay? There's a lot of genes going to work in this project right here. 4 or 5, there's like 8 or 9 incomplete dominants going in here. So now, as a rookie, I can identify, obviously I know what Enchi does, I know what Banana looks like, I know what Pastel looks like. When I start stacking them, I don't really know what some of them look like. So that's a big concern of mine right now. Some of these animals that come out, I might have no idea what they look like. And I started thinking how I can approach this more tactically, right? That little cop terminology. How can I approach this more tactically? So ultimately what I've been doing recently is I've been scanning Morph Market all over the place just to try to pick up some visual cues, if you will, on what some of these outcomes could be. Now, unfortunately, you're not always going to find the animals that you can potentially make on Morph Market. Maybe people haven't made them, maybe they held them back, maybe they just never listed them on Morph Market itself. So what are you going to do in that case? And this is the conclusion I came with. I'm trying to go through Morph Market, and essentially all the genes I'm working with in here, I want to look at single gene combo animals. I'm looking at a leopard, I'm looking at a Coral Glow, and I'm looking at one combined with Enchi, checking that out. Then checking out, we add this in. Then checking out with Enchis with pastel, and so forth and so on. And that's how I'm trying to educate myself when it comes to a lot of these combos I could be making. Because ultimately, as a rookie and as somebody who kind of jumped right into this hobby and picked up some animals that have a lot of genes in them, it's going to be a little more difficult to pick up on. For example, we know what a banana pie looks like. We know what pastel Enchi pie looks like. So it's relatively easy to make out or tell the difference between them, okay? Now, that's why when I picked up this boy from Ozzy, I asked him, I said, how do you ID an animal like this? Right? Now, it's not always 100% science. You're not always going to know exactly, I think it's this or I think it's this, or, 100% is this thing. This animal right here is a pied animal, right? You guys have seen him a million times. Orange Dream, Yellow Belly, Pastel, Fire, Leopard Pie. Oh, I got it right that time. Now, how the hell do I start identifying these things? So the way he kind of broke it down to me, and the way I broke it down to myself is you start looking at certain, the coloring, the pattern, and things of this nature. So we know what Orange Dreamy Yellow Belly look like, and we know what Fire looks like on top of it, right? With the little kind of, what the hell you want to call it, a little gradiating if you hear for the Yellow Belly, and how Yellow Belly and Orange Dream work together. Then you add, that darkish, nice, like, I want to say golden, orange, brown that they look like. Add Fire in, that's when you start getting that more really brighter golden, right? So then the question is, all right, what about Pastel? Then I start looking at the head and the blushing in the head and the eyes and so forth and so on. Then you ask about Leopard. Then you look at how along the side of the head it has these elongated markers going down, which 9 out of 10 times is an indicator that this thing has the leopard gene in it. So then I thought to myself, all right, the reason why Ozzy can identify all these things, he's been stacking these genes, and he's well aware of what the different outcomes can be. I myself, I do not. So that's why I kind of stay in over my head a little bit, just because I'm going to have to try to figure out how to differentiate between some of these combinations. I'm going to need you guys' help. I'll definitely be posting some pictures on Instagram and so forth and so on, because some of these combinations might not be that easy for me to recognize, but I'm definitely trying to educate myself. But at least that's how I'm going to approach that. I definitely need you guys' help. Comment down below, because some of these pairings are going to be a little ridiculous to try to pick up on. But yeah, that's my little rant for today. I hope that kind of makes sense to you guys. Yeah, that's really it. So that's what I'm trying to do. I guess ultimately, sometimes a lot of genes isn't necessarily the good thing. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes maybe too many. When I first got into this, I thought, you know what? If I buy an animal 5 genes, another animal 5 genes, put them together, 10 genes, it's amazing. It just doesn't work that way. I'm kind of starting to think about that now. Because as some of these girls becoming gravid, I'm like, shit, what am I going to be producing? So, trying to educate myself. Does anybody else have any good ideas or try to help me out here on how we can start breaking down some animals and prepare myself to start IDing some of these animals? Some might be easy. Other ones like that will not be easy. I'm trying to pick up on how to identify single genes in a multi-gene animal. But that's what I'm trying to do, guys. So I really implore you guys to do the same thing if you're a new breeder like myself and you're making some combinations that might not be readily available to be seen. Definitely try to educate yourself and try to figure out why or how these different genes stand out, especially in a multi-gene animal. So that's why I say I'm kind of in over my head. It's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's not like, oh shit, I'm in over my head and I'm screwed. No, it's a good thing. It's like, you know what? This might be a shit show. The entire clutch might be a holdback. I don't know what's in it. Okay, might be a really cool looking animal. Might be trash. Who knows? Anyway, guys, that's my quick little rant for Thursday. Kind of in over my head over here. It's kind of a good thing. A lot of my girls are gravid right now. Some of the outcomes might be a little weird, and I'm going to have trouble IDing them. So we'll see what happens. But listen, guys, as always, I really appreciate it. Definitely give me some advice here. Really appreciate it. Be safe. Please remember, watch your six.